Hello student. Today we're going to be going over solving one-step inequalities. Again, after you take the quiz that's embedded, you can go to my YouTube page and you can watch it as many times as you like. If you want to look in the book at more examples, page 312 in your book is where the inequalities start. Okay, now the good thing is that we are going to be solving inequalities and the steps are the same as when you solved equations. So you don't have to learn any new steps. You just have to do the same exact thing. So for instance, here's two equations that you should be very good at solving. So here's a subtraction one, x minus 3 equals 5. So we do the opposite, we do it to both sides. So we add 3 to both sides, 3's go away, leaves us with x, 5 plus 3 is 8. Now, here's the only difference between this and equations. Instead of equals, we have, say, a greater than. Everything else is the same, or maybe a greater than or equal to. Okay, so the step is exactly the same. The only thing I change is I take out an equals and put in a inequality sign. Okay, same with if it's multiply or divide. So here it was d divided by 4, so we're going to multiply by 4 on both sides. 4's go away, bring down the d, 4 times negative 11, negative 44. That's an equation. Want to make it an inequality? Only thing that changes is the sign. So instead of equals, we could put in a less than, or a less than or equal to. Okay, so this is just to show you that the steps are going to be exactly the same as when we learned how to do equations. Okay, alright, now let's look at this. It says when you multiply or divide by negative numbers, okay, only multiply and divide and only negative numbers, this is the one thing that's going to be different. The inequality sign, so the greater than or the less than or the greater than equal to or the less than equal to, must be flipped. So if it started off as a less than, then in the answer it's going to turn to a greater than. If it started as a maybe greater than or equal to, then in the answer it's going to change to a less than or equal to. Only when you multiply or divide by negative. Alright, so let's look at first example. Alright, we've got negative 3y is less than 9. Okay, you're going to solve it the same way. So instead of multiply by negative 3, we're going to divide by negative 3. Negative 3's go away, y, and then 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. But instead of just bringing it down like we do with all the other ones, only because we divided by a negative, this sign will flip. So it started as less than, it's going to flip to a greater than, okay? Because it was a negative. This is the reason. It doesn't have anything to do with the answer part, all right? Then, same with starting with division. So here we've got negative 2 that's being divided, so we're going to multiply on both sides, just as if it was an equation, okay? Negative 2's go away, bring down the k, negative 2 times negative 5, 2 wrongs make a right, that gives you 10, positive 10, okay? But instead of greater than or equal to, like it was when it started, because we multiplied by negatives, it's going to change to less than or equal to. Okay? That's the only part that is going to be different than when we solved equations. Okay? With equations it was equals. With inequalities you're going to have greater than or less thans. And if you multiply or divide by negatives, then you flip the sign. Okay? Alright, so now it's time for some questions. First question. Alright, hopefully you did well on that one. Second question. Alright, hopefully you did well on that one too. Have a good day.